Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the Virtual Velocity Racing Xfinity / O'Reilly Series as we are here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for tonight's racing action. This is going to be race number 17. Last week, just a little bit of a little fun since the session got mixed up a little bit. So we'll have the race here at Charlotte will be your next points race. The Talladega race, as mentioned last week, will be pushed to the scheduled off week that's coming up in June. But either way, back to racing action here at Charlotte. 4 points, and we'll take a look at the point standings in a moment. Carl Hamworth joined in the booth with Joe Sullivan here tonight as Jimmy is off celebrating another kid's graduation from high school. So congratulations to another covert making it through, and we'll wish him the best, and we'll see him back out here next week. But Joe, you joined me up here in the booth, and no better place to do it here than Charlotte. Certainly plenty of knowledge here at this track.
Yeah, it's man, one of my favorite tracks. I mean, just the Coke 600 is one of my favorite races in all of motorsports. But yeah, it's been quite some time since I've been up in the booth, so it's I was kind of excited to just get this opportunity and go through a race with you again here, like old times.
Yeah.
And an oval race. It's been it's been a while since we've even done an oval race.
Probably the CRN 600 might have been the last time that we actually got in the booth together. But yeah, it's certainly it's been a while. Looking at the points here real quick before we get this thing going, Dalton Kilrow leads the point standings by 122 points over Mike Hasty, Brandon Meir, Eric Blunt, Sean Wilder for your top 5, Anthony Poston, Michael Pratt, Todd Merkel, DJ Mitzel, Michael Taylor, and Michael Taylor, rounding out the top 10 is a 3-way tie for 8th place. So pretty sizable lead here for Kilrow coming into tonight. And he's looks like he's starting at a typical Kilrow starting spot back there just outside the top 5 as qualifying results are done. We'll go ahead and take a look at the starting order here for tonight. It is going to be Tyler Hilton on the front row with Mike Hasty, John Garrett, DJ Mitzel making up row number 2, James Yerger, Dalton Kilrow on row number 3. Row number 4, Brandon Meir, Michael Taylor with Gordon Larson and Hemi Gherardini rounding out your top 10. Rest of the starting order is Len McNeese, Sean Wilder for 11th and 12th. There we go. Hit the right button. Colin Allman, Hilton Young, Cade Green, Eric Blunt, and Michael Pratt for your 17-car field. Kind of, I guess, appropriate that we don't have 18 cars with, I'm sure some of you know, the sad news of Kyle Busch passing away. Certainly whether you love him, whether you hate him, you had to respect him. He was one of the best racers of this generation, and certainly going to be sorely missed by, I'm sure, his friends, family, fellow racers. I know plenty of fans out there, again, whether you love them or hated them. I know some of the drivers have got some paint schemes out there. I know actually your pole sitter here tonight has got a little tribute to him on the hood there. And I mean, Joe, there's really not much to say. I mean, it was quick. It was like, I mean, it just seemed like yesterday they were saying that he was going to miss the race because of severe illness. Might have even been today, and then all of a sudden, nothing. I mean, he's gone. It happened so quick.
Yeah, it's a terrible reminder of how short life can be sometimes, and how it can just be snatched away from you just like that. It's that reminder to hug the ones you love, and because even what Kyle said last week, about the race, he's like, you never know when it's your last one, and it's just it's eerie, but like it can be gone just like that. And like you said, it's whether you hated him, loved him, whatever, man, the guy just won. He won a lot of races, and you can never take that away from him. And, a fierce competitor is it's gonna ruffle some feathers. I mean, Senior did it for all those years. He a lot of people hated him, but he was, man, it's a sad day for motorsport for sure.
Yeah, and I'm going to be joining Senior in the big racetrack in the sky. It's certainly unfortunate passing, and we're going to do a moment of silence on lap number 8 and 18 in tribute of Kyle Busch here tonight. But it's time to go racing here tonight. 100 laps on tap here for the drivers of Virtual Velocity Racing Series. Tyler Hilton, Mike Hasty on that front row as the pace car lights are out. It's time to get this thing underway as he's going to make that left-hand turn. Barney has got the green flag in hand. And 17 cars, well, 16 and a half is one blinking there a little bit to the 39 of James Yerger. But we are racing here at Charlotte.
It's going to be a good little preview for me for next week here and see how these boys run this racetrack. So we got the Core Xfinity race next Tuesday. So see how these boys handle it here tonight. I seen it's an open setup league. That's
No, it's
my alley as well.
No, it's a fixed setup league. I know they kind of tweaked the setup. It's not just a straight iRacing setup. It's getting a little bit hairy off of turn number 4 for that first time, and
watch those cold tires.
Exactly. I was just gonna say cold tires definitely play a part here in the first couple laps, but field's starting to spread out here already. Just trying to find everything here as. Jimmy, again, not here tonight. He's normally the one that runs the broadcast, so I'm using his overlay setup, so I got to find out where his buttons are and just trying to. It's not that big of a deal, but it's your creature of habit. You get so used to, okay, right, I want to do this. Right here's my button, and it's a little bit different for everybody. But either way, good start here for the field. Tyler Hilton leads the way and starting to check out here a little bit as he is now 0.7 of a second ahead of John Garrett. Brandon Muir, Mike Hasty, James Yerger for your top 5.
Yeah, it was a 70-degree track temp. Those first couple laps here is just kind of build up your heat into these tires and then get into your groove. As it was got a little hairy there for a couple of spots, and they were able to settle it out here and get pretty much single file for the most part.
Side by side here for second place. Garrett on the outside and Muir on the inside. Mir already up 4 spots after starting back there in 7th position. So good start here for the 71. He's going to have to fall back in line behind Garrett for the time being. Another battle on the track. Colin Allman going to the outside here of Dalton Kilroe. And Kilroe already down 3 spots and possibly 4 if he gets passed here by Allman. But not a surprise. He's one that likes to take care of his car, take care of his tires. And then you'll find him coming back up through the field later in the run. There's a reason he is the defending champion. There's a reason he's got a sizable lead in the point standings as it is right now. And with no Ryan Kelly out here, going to make it a little bit easier for him here tonight. But Joe, this is a track, as we mentioned, very familiar to a lot of drivers. This is a free track on iRacing. It's kind of where you cut your teeth early on in your iRacing career. Spend plenty of time here in all different kinds of vehicles. But sometimes those tracks that you have a ton of laps on, a ton of confidence, gives you a little overconfidence.
Yeah, it's something that you've alluded to, years ago, and it's like the tracks that everybody's comfortable with usually end up being the messiest races because you do get that confidence and you believe that you're fast and you try to do situations where you can, shove it 2 wide, 3 wide. And sometimes that leads to mistakes on some drivers' hands. Just from that overconfidence of trying to make a move that you maybe shouldn't have or you wouldn't have at a different track. But they've got this new one and got rid of the old one, the Legacy, which had a little bit more bumps. But this thing is as smooth as it gets, and you can kind of put your car wherever you want. You just kind of have to watch the turn 4 wall because it'll jump out and get you.
Or go ahead and do a moment of silence here on lap number 8. Again, I hate that it's even something that we need to do. It's a shame. I mean, it just feels like not too long ago that the racing community was mourning the passing of Greg Biffle, and he was definitely a big part of my growing up and watching NASCAR. That the really no other driver that I could think of that that well that drove the number 16, and certainly a big factor. Especially my one of my favorite drivers was Carl Edwards. So obviously him and Greg Biffle, ton of time as teammates, but a lot of team members losing a good one with Kyle Busch as well as a team owner and certainly family. I know Brexton looks like he's a chip off the old block with tons of racing, anything from dirt to even I think he's ventured himself into I believe it was super late models or late models these past couple years. So following in his father's footsteps. So I'm sure he'll be looking down on Brexton as well as the rest of the family as he gets going here. But right now, Tyler Hilton leads the way and stretching out here a little bit. 1.8 seconds right now over Brandon Muir. John Garrett, Mike Hasty, Hemi Gherardini for your top 5. Gordon Larson, James Yerger, Colin Ullman, DJ Mitzel, and Cade Green for your top 10. Sure, I think Hilton Young maybe having some issues blinking in and out.
They got a good battle going there from third to 8th or 9th, third.
Yeah, Jimmy will call this the battlefield here, and certainly it is that from third all the way back to 8th or 9th, and side by side right now between Garrett and Hasty for third, side by side with Gherardini and Ullman for 5th. So some good battling right now, and almost too wide back there with the 39 and 00 as Gherardini gets close to the wall and maybe scraped it a little bit and kind of bounced off towards Ullman a little bit. But it's been green from the start of this thing, as it typically is. A good start here for the field. But Joe, turn 4, just when you don't expect it, it can come out and bite you here at Charlotte.
Yeah, it'll you got to be focused. Every lap. If you drop focus for just a little bit, that turn 4 wall it'll come out and get you. I mean, it'll sneak up on you. You won't even be thinking about that turn 4 wall, and then all of a sudden you get a little bit of push or a little arrow push or something like that, and pushing these cars, and it'll grab you. It's wide, but then again, it doesn't look so wide sometimes, and especially if you're battling with somebody, it'll come out and get you.
Yeah, and the problem is you're turning so hard coming off of turn number 4 to keep it off of that outside wall, and then when you feel yourself drifting up a little bit closer to that outside wall, you tend to put a little bit more wheel into it. As I thought I seen an issue right there, as Hemi Gherardini might have gotten in a 39, as now we'll go 3 wide through 3 and 4, as Gherardini keeps it up there on the wall. But as I was mentioning, you're putting so much wheel into it that when it does hit the wall, no matter how much force feedback you have in your wheel, you're probably still going to be turned to the left a little bit, and a lot of times that's why the car will almost look like it kind of bounces off that wall and shoots down to the left off the wall, and sometimes causing a major incident with a few other cars. But so far so good. Seeing some wall scraping right there from the 17, but everybody's still leading. Lap number 17, Hilton still in the lead. Again, next time by, we're going to do another moment of silence on lap number 18. Again, another one. Certainly some big names running the number 18 car, but I would say arguably the best one in the number 18 was Kyle Busch. Certainly grew up with Bobby Labonte in there, and he had plenty of good races. But once again, we'll go ahead and shut it down for another moment of silence. once again, thoughts and prayers from the CRN family to the Bush family out there with a tough loss. But good racing here tonight, and maybe in remembrance of Bush, as Hilton running the number 8 got the remembrance on the hood of the car, and doing a fantastic job here so far. Had the pole and has not led up the lead here so far, out to a 1.5 second lead over Brandon Muir, who's now up 5 spots as he was able to get around the likes of John Garrett, who is back to 3rd. Mike Casey, Colin Ullman for your top 5. Dalton Kilroe starting to move his way back up through the field now, starting to finally either pick through some of the drivers that used up their tires a little bit, or maybe finally just turn up the wick here a little, as we're on lap number 20 right now, and everyone out there doing a good job. But you see the Skittles on the track map starting to spread out. You wouldn't know it when you got 3 wide racing, as Cade Green brushes the wall off in turn number 4, just trying to keep it off of Michael Pratt with, is that the inside? Sean Wilder on the inside as they went 3 wide through 3 and 4.
Yeah, I bet that 8 car is going to be an awful hard car to pass here tonight. I mean, we said start on the pole and run that Rowdy Bush screen, paint scheme. Doing it good so far.
And Hilton looking for his first win on the season. Only 3 top 5s in 13 races that he attended so far, so would love to crack through and get himself a win here tonight, but still plenty of racing to go. And Brandon Muir seems like he's chipping in little by little to the lead here, but that last lap actually cost him a little bit of time. Looking at some of the faster times out there, it is still in the low 30, or actually at the high 31 second range right now. Best laps are in the low 30s, so you wonder if tires are going to play a big part later in the race. Yeah, they do. Certainly here at Charlotte, it doesn't seem like it's that abrasive of a track. It doesn't seem like a track that uses up the tires so much, but because it's got so much grip out here, you're really driving the car hard, and you will wear out those tires. So you'll see a good second and a half, maybe 2 second difference when it gets late in the run compared to somebody that came in and get fresh tires.
Yeah, you can really kind of, I don't want to say you can throw the car into the banking here, but you can kind of get aggressive a bit and at least be aggressive on your entry, and yeah, you're going to use up your tires, but you're going to stay fast and be able to kind of modulate that a little bit, and really kind of how the setup is really to kind of take care of the right front and right rear on the right front on entry and the right rear on exit here. It's just the way this car is here, and usually most cars here at this track. But yeah, the fall off isn't. It's about it takes about 2 seconds right now. Tyler, 3/10 off whatever else is running. Yeah, the fast lap's about 30.1, and then they're running about 31.8 right now. So that should be about. Oh, we got pit road coming.
Yeah, your leader into pit road here, right on lap number 25. So, wonder if this is going to be a 3 pit stop race here tonight, or we'll see if anybody decides to stretch it out and make it a 2 pit stop race. I know I've seen Eric Blunt towards the back. He's definitely known for trying to stretch it out and make it on 1 less pit stop, no matter what the fuel mileage is. But it's going to hand over the lead to Brandon Muir, and probably no better person to have in the booth to talk about fuel strategy than you, Joe, as you're definitely one to be one of the last ones to come into pit road here for a while for VVR. It was kind of a running joke or running complaint that it seemed like every race came down to fuel mileage, and the admins and the owner went back and forth and tried a few different things to try and alleviate that, whether it's adding fuel or changing the laps, whatever it is. And I think they've they maybe found a sweet spot. But in the long run, Joe, me and Jimmy talked about it. Every race can be a fuel mileage race, depending on how you play it. I mean, no matter what, if you save an extra lap or 2 of fuel out there, it's a lap or 2 less that you got to take in the pits. So there's fuel has always got to be on your mind.
Yeah, exactly. And my thinking is, if I can save, if I can cut out 1 pit stop in a race and eliminate, because a lot of mistakes happen on pit road. I mean, whether it's on entry, you know, you uncheck the wrong thing or you do whatever. There's so many more mistakes that can be made. And if I can get rid of one of those pit stops, I feel like that gives me a very good advantage. And I may not have the pace on track, but I can cut one pit stop out and I'll gain all that time just, right back. And yeah, I'm always trying to find a way to gain an advantage. And if it's, one less pit stop, perfect. And sometimes it works out to your advantage. It's just like going slower. Sometimes you get faster, at the end of a run. And the clutch is one of my best buddies.
Yeah, and certainly it's been a new learning curve with iRacing when it comes to that. I mean, it used to be able to just clutch it in and save the whatever fuel you wanted, and now it's gone more to the throttle positioning. So, if you have that clutch pushed in, but you have the throttle down, you're still using 100% of your fuel. So it's all throttle position, as well as we're watching James Yerger give up the lead to come in to make his pit stop as well. But I did see quite a few drivers make it to well past lap number 25, but nobody reaching out there to lap number 33 yet, which I would think you're going to have to try and get 33, 34 here, obviously, if you're going to try and make it the full 100 laps on just 2 pit stops. And no surprise here that it is Eric Gordon right now leading the way and trying to stay out there. This is on lap number 30 right now, coming to lap number 31, or actually going to complete lap number 31, but he's still got another couple laps that he's going to try and stay out. And you see, up into the wall. It's okay. The M&M's melt in your mouth, not in your hand, and not on the wall. But he's probably trying to limp this thing around right now and looking to try and eliminate a pit stop here tonight. Dalton Kilroe was able to get the best of everybody when it comes to the pit stop strategy. He's now got himself into the lead past Tyler Hilton. So just like that, the 41 is in the prime spot. And you see him right there just in front of Tyler Hilton after these pit stop cycles.
And it looks like Eric Bunt's going to make it to lap 33. And, just another thing that I do, especially when I know it's close, because usually the way you set it up there in core is, 2 green flag stops, and you can almost make it maybe like 5 or 10 laps short. So what I like to do is I got a key bind for me starting the car, and I don't have automatic start. So when I grid, I try to stick on the warm-up lap. I try to save as much as I can. Whether it's, that could be a lap right there, and that lap could push you into that next pit stops cycle and eliminate one of those. So anything I can do to cut that engine off, I'm all about it, because every little drop counts.
You see right now the closing speed of the 71 and the 67. They got freshies. They got fresh tires on their car, and they're putting them to use right now. As a reminder, these drivers, double check here. They only have 2 sets of tires in pit lane. So one of the tire sets already being taken there by Colin Allman and Brandon Meir. That's why they have easily cleared Dalton Kilroe here. And to the front goes the 71, new leader here, Brandon Meir.
And him and a 67 got tires, and looks like 41, 80, 66, and 39. Fuel only. Only 2 tires for 100 laps. So you got to be. That's some good tire saving. You have to save quite a bit here.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this thing plays out. Normally, I like to take those tires on the kind of the final 2 stops of a 3-stop race. But here, if you're making it close to 30 on that first run, you're making it close to 30 on the second run. I'm okay making that last run on just fuel only. Use up those fresh tires on the first run, the second run, the third run. And then that last run to the checker flag could only be about 10, maybe 12 laps long. You're going to take a shorter pit stop by not taking those tires could be in the catbird seat. It might have been the right call here for Mir and Allman. We'll see if they take their final set of tires on the next pit stop, which you figure is going to be around maybe lap 60, 58 to 60, somewhere around there, as Mir came in on lap number 27, Allman in on lap number 28. So and that goes back to what we talked about, Joe, when it comes to fuel saving. If you can stretch this thing out, the further you can stretch out the fuel in the first couple runs, the less you got to worry about tires. So they kind of work hand in hand.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do on this next stops too. Oh, we got a caution. Let's see that change.
Yeah, trying to see where it happened, because I got nothing in SDK right now.
Hilton Young.
I see Hilton Young definitely is slow and smoking here, so we'll try and take a look back and see what happened, but he is also blinking, so we may not see what happened at all on this one, so we'll just get you back live. And you see it right there at the end, so blinked out for quite some time, and that may have been his undoing right there, as Hilton Young is going to have to bring it into the pits to get that thing serviced and repaired. So all that strategy we talked about, just crumble it up, throw it out the window. We got a brand new race on our hands now, and now it's no longer a 100-lap race, where you're looking at 3 pit stops now. Do you dare come back in, Joe? I mean, certainly you're not going to take a good set of tires, but
no, you come down and top off here for sure, because you can almost one stop from here. 60, almost 60 to go.
Well, the 6 of Eric Blunt is going to be looking to do probably just that, and save for these last 2 runs, as he made it over 30 laps. I think he made 31 or 32 laps on his first run. But I do see the car going up on the number 41, the 66, also taking tires. They didn't take tires on the first pit stop, so they'll have a little bit fresher tires than these drivers that are out front right now. Tyler Hilton looks like he elected to stay out, did not come into the pits this time by, or he did, and maybe missed his pit box. Not sure what happened there to the 8, because didn't register as a pit stop. Brandon Mir out there in second. Colin Allman, they both took tires on the green flag stop, but we got some cars now a little bit deeper in the pack. Dalton Kilrow, James Jerger, John Garrett, all electing to take tires on this one here, so we'll see how they can move up through the field on some fresh tires.
And those other guys who just took tires are going to have, like, let's see, 10-lap old tires, which, a little bit of a disadvantage there, but maybe by the time the 41 and some of these other cars that got tires here may have to burn up a little bit to get to them, and maybe able to hold them off here and hold serve. But we'll have to see how that one plays. Yeah, the 8, I went back and looked, and he just drove through pit road, no stop or no nothing. So
he's just practicing his pit road speed. That's all he's doing. Just
waving to the guys.
Exactly. A little thumbs up. Hey, I'm going to lead. Thumbs up. I'm out of here. Well, he is going to be your control car here on the restart. Brandon Mir, Colin Allman, DJ Mitzel, and Mike Casey for your top 5. Then you got McNeese, Larson, Kilrow, Yerger, and Blunt for your top 10. Who is going to go hard here on the restart? Who's going to try and save? Who's going to try and make this thing on one more stop if it's possible? And who's going to try and just go hard and make this on a 2-stop strategy? We'll see how it all plays out here. As the pace car lights are out, it's time to go back to racing this time by. I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. I want to give a shout out to the fearless leader here of Tim Lee, not out here with us tonight. I'm sure jet setting somewhere, or maybe he's got some graduations to go to, as well as it's that time of the year with the kids graduating. Mine don't move up their grades for about another month yet. But either way, time to go back to racing here at Charlotte. It's a beautiful night here at Charlotte right now as the sun has fully set. Lights are on. This car is shining brightly. And pace car going to make that left-hand turn one more time.
Yeah, we'll see how these boys can navigate through the field with those fresh tires. Now, if you just took fresh tires here, Carl, are you trying to get up there as fast as possible, or you want to try to save a little bit, maybe make it one stop for sure?
Well, I mean, the way I look at it is, if I took tires, I want to put them to good use. I mean, if I was planning on, just kind of cruising and making this thing a one stopper, I'm not going to be driving that hard. So I don't want to say I don't need the tires, but I'm not going to be using them like they kind of should be used. Yeah, if you're driving nice and easy, they're going to, wear out less, and you'll have them nice and strong for the entire run. But if you're not planning to go hard at all, you don't really need technically a fresh set of tires on your car. So I would expect to see the drivers like Kilrow and Yerger start to move their way up through the field, and you already see it right now as, man, bold move right there as Kilrow slides up in front of the number 8 as they went 3 wide right there. Some of the other drivers that either already took tires or haven't taken tires at all yet. Ooh, Mike Hasty hard into the wall. I could see them, trying to tiptoe here and maybe try and see what happens. Halfway through this run, you can kind of get an idea. Can I make it a one more stop?
Yeah, that 8 just, started in the lead. He's already back to back here. He must be trying to super save. Try to get back in 2 miles game with these guys.
Well, Hilton only pit on. That was a heavy impact right there as well, and somehow we keep it going there as Giardini almost into the 66, still bouncing off the wall. Cade Green had to check up going into 1. As Giardini finding his way back towards the back of the pack. But yeah, Tyler Hilton last pit on lap number 25 under green, so he is set and reserved that he needs 2 more pit stops to finish this thing out, no matter what. Doesn't matter what kind of saving he does here. But a lot of these other drivers, maybe you take a chance. I see now Michael Pratt came back down into pit lane on lap number 39. So the second caution lap just to top it off a little bit. But Colin Allman is your leader out front as he got around Brandon Muir. Dalton Kilrow's already moved himself up into 3rd. Those fresh tires. Only fresh by about maybe 10 laps. It sounds like there is a huge difference, but you can see a difference nonetheless as the first that bottom, and some more closeness as the 4 of Mitzel into the wall, almost into the 6 of Eric Blunt. Turn 4 starting to get a little feisty.
Yeah, as this race gets towards the end, the speed's going to pick up, the room that people are giving is going to go away, and they've been bouncing off the wall against each other, but they've been keeping it green. So all these drivers here tonight, keeping it straight, keeping it green. Caution came out for the blink, and 4 just had nowhere to go there. But yeah, it's pace is picking up, Carl.
And now a battle for the lead. Kilrow to the inside of Allman off of turn number 2. And those fresher tires going to do wonders here for Kilrow as he now takes the lead under green flag conditions here. And we'll see what he does. I'm sure he's going to try and stretch his legs out here a little bit as James Yerger now blinking his way into to second place out on the inside there of Colin Allman. And we'll show Allman so you can see Yerger, because if I click on Yerger, you can keep blinking out. It looks like John Garrett is trying to move his way up through the field here as well. He didn't take new tires, but he's got a fast number 66 right now and working his way right up through the field with the rest of the crew. Unless, actually, Garrett may have new tires. I think he just came back in and top off on fuel in lap number 39. Now he goes for second place here. So Garrett is looking to catch up and keep up with Dalton Kilrow, and maybe looking to try and break through for his first win of the season as well. Take a look here. I believe he's gotten a win just yet now. No wins on the season, and actually still looking for his first top 5. And for a driver his quality, it's kind of surprising he's yet to crack the top 5. But now going for the lead off of 4. You heard him right there trying to lift off the throttle a little bit, coming off of 4 to keep it off that wall. Kilrow's going to lead that lap only just by 0.02 of a second, but the 66 is now on the outside looking to get that thing wound up, and he's got it wound up into first position. as Garrett up 2 spots. Colin Ullman, biggest mover of the race, up 9 spots. Michael Pratt up 8 spots. Biggest droppers here in the race, Tyler Hilton back there, starting on the pole, and he's just off the back of the pack right now in 14th position, actually 15th now, right behind Hilton Young, but now he's going to bring the number 8 in the pits right about at the halfway point, so makes sense. He made it to lap 25, now lap 50, so he'll need one more pit stop to get this thing done, but Joe, we are halfway through the race here tonight, so it's about time we crank these engines up, give everyone out there at Sierra Nation a little love to hear it. Sights and sounds of the Virtual Velocity Racing Series here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And once again, it's been a good one out here tonight. Had one caution, kind of mid-race, well, not even mid-race, about lap 38. And it was due to Hilton Young getting in the wall at some point or another. Couldn't see how and when and why because he was blinking out in the meantime. James Yerger having some blinking issues as well, but he has got that 39 wound up and right on the back bumper of the 41 at Kilrow. All the drivers need to make at least one more pit stop before this thing is over. The question is, can they make it on only one more pit stop? Right now, they're looking at, looks like it's about 26 laps that they've been out there on fuel, so should be seeing them come in the next couple laps. But if they're trying to make it to the end on one more pit stop, they may need to make this thing all the way to around lap number 70, maybe another 5 laps before they come in. So we'll see when pit road starts getting busy.
Yeah, it should be coming up here pretty soon, and we'll see who has tires left or who decides to take tires. So with one stop left, you'd think you'd go ahead and take them, and we'll maybe roll the dice here and take 2. I'm not sure how that will play out, especially over a full tank run, but if you can gain 6-7 seconds on pit road, it could be beneficial to you if you can hold them off there with the 4 tires going behind you. But, don't still leading this thing.
Me personally, I think because of the length of the race that's still left, I'm taking 4 tires. I need 4 fresh ones here to get the last 30 plus laps. And if it was down to 10 laps to go or something like that, maybe I'd take a chance at 2 tires. But the little bit that you gain by taking 2 tires over a 30 lap run, you're going to have to lose that back. I believe so, at least. Maybe I'm wrong on that one, but we'll see what the drivers do here as You're still blinking out here behind Kilrow, but not an issue because he's not close enough to Kilrow to cause an issue. He's not close enough that anybody behind him with Wilder now in 3rd, Garrett and Allman for your top 5, and still have yet to see the drivers come down into pit road. So we're getting close to that point, and there we go. John Garrett now into pit lane, and is only about 29 laps, as is Brandon Mears. So they're not going to be able to make it on fuel here to the end because they're looking at about a 33, 34 lap run. We have not seen anybody make it that distance yet here tonight. I think 31, maybe 32 was the longest that we've seen, and that was with a good amount of fuel saving by the 6 of Eric Blunt. But your leader's still out there. Kilrow Yerger going around for at least one more spin.
We got 3rd and 4th coming down. I think the 4th place there gained quite a bit of time on entry there. You're going to try to make it here and hopefully try to get into your window. If not, I don't know what the strategy would be. I don't know if you want to, I guess you would just go maybe 5 laps or so and then come back down and top it off, or go all the way and then get fuel with 5 laps to go or something like that. I'm not sure what the strategy would be there if you couldn't make it. It's kind of I think it's a gamble either way, but I'm not sure what these drivers will do here tonight. It looks like the 41-39 should be able to make it now.
Yeah, now they're on lap number 71 here, so even if they come in right now, it's going to be less than 30 laps. They have to make it to the end, but I'm sure they're both looking to try and stretch this out as far as possible to make that last run nice and easy. Now both of them are coming into pit lane. Heavy under braking, getting it down into the pits here. We'll see. You see Hasty coming into the pits as well. Eric Blunt, I would not be surprised if he stays out here a little bit longer, and indeed he's going to. Tyler Hilton's going to shuffle himself back up towards the front, but he's going to still have to make one more pit stop yet tonight. Here comes the 41-39 into their boxes as Blunt's going to briefly take over the lead here tonight. It looks like 4 tires on the 41 of Kilrow. Trying to see, I've seen it was a 98 down and out of Sean Wilder. But he is behind these drivers right now. Colin Allman And at the 67 going on by right there as he just ran the fastest lap of the race, 30.10. Nobody cracking into the 29s just yet, but getting closer as now I think a lot of these drivers know that they can pretty much lock it in to get this thing home. Some of the drivers, though, that pit before lap number 70 is going to be a little tight. Now Eric Blunt into pit lane. He'll definitely be good to go to the end the way he's been saving here tonight. Kilrow around the 8 of Hilton, who's going to come in one more time. Allman is your leader, 30.03 the last time by for Allman. Just shy of the 29-second mark right now, but he's got that number 67 wound up tight. He's trying to run this thing. Now, I'm not sure if he's good to go on fuel. He pit on lap number 69, so he's got to make it 31 laps. I think at some point, Joe, he's going to have to save at least a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's leapfrogged 41 here. He undercut him here by those 2 laps. But like you said, is that going to be? Is he going to have to save a little bit, or can he? Because the pace is picked up. I mean, he just ran his fastest lap of the race, so he's using a lot more throttle here. So it's at some point he's probably going to have to save something. Is that going to open the door back for the 41 and the 39? He has the 66 here as well now in third. So he's gonna have to save a little bit too because he came in on lap 68. Man, it's gonna be tight here at the end. I love me a good fuel mileage race. I can see it up here in the booth and not be in the car crunching numbers as I'm trying to navigate the field.
Yeah, I wonder where it's more stressful, if you're in the car trying to hit those numbers, or if you're on the box, if you're a crew chief trying to figure out those numbers and trying to tell your driver, this is what you need to do. These are the kind of lap times I need. I need you to lift here. I need a little bit less fuel usage. Where is it harder, in the cockpit or on the box? I don't think.
It's probably way harder to try to tell your driver to back it down. We as drivers, we want to be going, and not have to worry about fuel, but. And constantly reminding the driver to, hey, back it down a tenth or 2 here. I need you to save a little bit of fuel. And we'll make it good to go. I'm trying to get to the lead, I mean, the 41's got a 2.5 second gap here to get back to the lead. So he's trying to push back up there and get the lead. And all while fighting with your crew chief on if you're going to make it or not. You should have put more fuel in it.
Well, Colin Allman leads the way by 2 seconds over Dalton Kilrow, James Yerger, John Garrett, and Sean Wilder for your top 5. McNeese, Pratt, Hasty, Amir, and Larson for the top 10. Want to thank our sponsors, Goldline Guardians, Fort Worth Screen Printing, and Hilton Crafts and Designs for everything that they do here for the league. And it's been another good one here tonight. Under the lights at Charlotte. Again, season coming down towards the end. And looking at the final races here on the schedule, we'll have Nashville, Gateway, Pocono, and Talladega to finish out the season. But it's been a good one. We'll have a couple weeks off then in between the 2 seasons. And then we'll go trucking for the second half of 2026 here in VVR. Right now, we got to finish this one up here at Charlotte. We're down to the final 22 laps of this race. Allman has got a 1.1 second lead because that lead is dropping very quickly. Those 30 flat second lap times, those are gone. It's now 31.2 the last time by for Colin Allman, 30.73 for Dalton Kilrow, and a 30.78 for James Yerger. So the pack is coming, and not sure if this is Allman saving fuel to try and hit that mark, or if he's just used up those tires.
Yeah, he must be trying to save because he just got way out of control there into 1. And I wonder if he's trying to do a little bit of a clutch, and here goes the 41 to the lead. He either burned it up too quick, or he's trying to save, and then now he can fight with him. But it's always how much do you save? When do you save it? And it's a battle within the battle here, the fuel mileage stuff here. And ooh, he gets into the wall there. That's not going to help.
So Allman shoveled back now to third, and we'll see if maybe he was just trying to save a little bit to try and actually drop behind these drivers on purpose. to maybe get a little bit of fuel saving here to have one last shot at the end. But I would think both Yerger and Kilrow are good to go to the end. They're going to battle it out here amongst themselves if Yerger can stay in there without blinking. Unfortunately, Garrett is another 3 seconds behind Allman right now. Another 3 seconds behind Garrett is Wilder. So this is kind of your battle right now. The top two maybe in a race of their own unless Allman can hang on.
Yeah, I can confirm the 67 saving some fuel here. He's clutching to try to make this thing to the end, and it's kind of it's unnatural to try to do, and you have to try to figure out the line, because when you clutch in on entry, and the car, that's not what the car's meant to do. So you have to play with that a little bit so that you still, I don't want to say you have to master it, but you have to understand where the car is going to be and what it needs to do in order to not lose so much time. And what was it? I think it was at Texas a couple of weeks ago when we were at Texas at Court. I found the line there, just trying stuff during saving fuel, and was able to find something that was saving fuel and running the same time as the leaders. So it's a good thing to put in your book to know for future races, because you can pull that out, and experience will definitely play out.
Every race is different, and every group of cars that you run with is different, but there's still some things that you can kind of take from past experiences. And like you mentioned about 2 tires, if you've run these cars here at Charlotte, what 2 tires can do possibly, because maybe you tried it once before and you've seen that, okay, it's a good strategy if there's only 10 laps to go, or if it's 12 laps is kind of the max that you want to try and run those 2 tires, or you know what, 2 tires are just way too sketchy. It's not worth the gamble. Those are all things you can kind of pull from the knowledge bank of running here before. But right now we're down to 15 laps to go as the race is starting to really click away right now, and so is Dalton Kilrow, as he has now stretched the rubber band out to 7/10 of a second over James Yerger, and they both easily pulled away from Colin Allman right now, as he's now had to go into fuel save mode. He's 2 seconds behind the top 2 right now, and it's really about to be top 1 as Dalton Kilrow looks for another win here on the season. And rack is total up to, I click on the wrong button, of course. Rack's total wins up to 7 for the season, and pretty much almost a 50% win percentage here this season, as it's not been too much parity on the season. We've had 6 wins from Dalton Kilrow, 5 from Ryan Kelly, and then he had 2 from Allman, 1 from Poston, 1 from Paulson, and 1 from Griffin for this season. So it's been a lot of kind of top heavy, and could get even more top heavy with a win here from Kilrow.
Yeah, I've raced against him a couple times in like the Senior Cup and stuff like that, and he's got some good speed, and showing here tonight again is looking like he's gonna have another win for the total here. A really good driver and smooth. I've been in races with him before, but able to watch up here from the booth and see how he does it and how he navigates, especially the start of the race and the restart, and just kind of biding his time, and then attack when he needs to attack, and put that 41 car to the front. But definitely a pretty neat thing to watch up there from the booth.
Working around the lap car of Cade Green at the moment. We'll check back at the battle brewing here between the 84 of the 77 of Pratt. He's battling for 7th and 8th position, as Michael Pratt up 9 spots after starting shotgun in the field, as he does on a weekly basis. Colin Allman starting back there in 13th. He's up 10 spots, biggest mover of the race here so far, as Pratt's going to actually lose that position there to McNeese, who's trying to work his way back up towards the top 5. But the field pretty separated out right now. Maybe another battle right here brewing between DJ Mitzel in the 4 and the 00 of Gordon Larson, as we're down to 10 laps to go. That got a little spicy right there off of turn number 4. But either way, 10 laps to go here at Charlotte.
I think 41's got to battle a little bit of the lap cars here to finish this one out. Yeah, as much as the 67s had to save here, I wonder if, I mean, we were sure that the 41 and 39 were going to be good, but I wonder if they're going to have to save a little bit. And that's, I mean, it's right about the number for some of these guys. It's got to be pretty close. And as much as they probably have a cushion here, and 41's kind of stretching it here over 2 seconds now, so.
We'll battle here for third, actually for fourth, goes to Mike Hasty as he works his way around John Garrett, trying to reel in the top three. He's 2.4 seconds behind Colin Allman right now, but Allman is definitely saving. He is well off the pace of the leaders. That last time by, 33.63 compared to the leader, Dalton Kilrow, 31.77. So Allman having to do some major saving here, and you see not too much gap between him and Hasty, trying to hold on to a podium spot, but it could be slipping away here. Only 1.7 seconds now, the difference.
Yeah, and he's catching him quickly. I mean, you're gaining on somebody almost. Ooh, that's scraping going to help. You're catching somebody almost 2 seconds. Well, that was 2 seconds left up the last one. Notice how all the 67 just picked it up that lap, and they ran about the same time. But to gain 2 seconds on a single lap is you can run somebody down in a hurry.
You take a look at the lap times right there. And maybe that was a bit of an anomaly there with the 1.9 seconds, but even before that, 0.6 of a second, 0.9 of a second, and 0.3 of a second. This last lap, maybe just that scrape of the wall by Hasty slowed him up there a bit. We'll see this time by maybe Allman picking up the pace here a little bit, but still another 0.4 gained by Hasty. So Hasty is coming, but so is the checkered flag as we're down to 6 laps to go here. Can Hasty catch up? Meanwhile, Sean Wilder has made his way into 5th place. He's another one I pit on lap number 69, though. Was he able to save enough up to this point that he can drive it hard? Or is he going to be another one that's short? I think John Garrett knows that he had to save a bunch here. He pit on lap number 68. So he is losing positions hand over fist right now as he's got the battle of McNeese and Pratt about to bear down on him. And maybe Pratt going to use Garrett as a bit of a pick here. Now they're going to go 3 wide down the backstretch. This is the battle for 7th, 8th, or 6th, 7th, and 8th. And you see right there, the 84 is going to get past John Garrett. And the 77 right there alongside is going to make the pass as well. Down to 4 laps to go. Looking by very quickly here. Allman right now seems to have steadied the tide here a little bit. It's kind of hanging at 1.4 seconds. Maybe he's finally saved enough that he can go at it for the final couple laps, but nobody's going to go at the 41 right now. He comes by the line. 2 laps to go here at Charlotte.
Hey, could you imagine if we had no access to a fuel calculator? Some of these races would be absolutely bananas. I mean, because in the car you really don't, but I mean, I'm glad that we have access to it. But man, I'd be in knots just trying to figure out if I had enough.
Well, it really goes to show the importance of an actual crew chief in real life, because in the car, you don't have any kind of digital gauges or anything like that. I mean, you got a fuel gauge. That's it. So you're going off of that if you have no crew chief. But luckily, the crew chiefs can let you know exactly where you're at. And I apologize. It was last time I was 3 to go. This is 2 to go right now, as Kilrow out to a 3.6 second lead. That difference between 3rd and 4th getting closer. It's now down to 1 second. But Hasty's going to have to be, hasty to try and get this pass done. Coming up to the white flag, as you see Barney waving it. 1 more lap to go here at Charlotte. I want to thank everyone out there in CRN Nation for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. As we got another race coming up here in the next couple minutes with the Core GT Series. presented by ChaseDecals.com, as they're going to be kicking it off in France at Magny-Cours tonight. Definitely a track that hasn't been touched too often. But here, this track has been touched a lot, and it's going to be touched in Victory Lane by Dalton Kilroe. He picks up win number 7 on the season. James Yerger is going to bring it home in second place. Colin Allman off of turn number 4. He is going to be able to hold on to third place and make it to the end. Looks like, I'm trying to see where the 66, John Garrett is going to be able to finish the race. But he drops out of the top 10 as Mirror gets by him right there at the last second. Eric Blunt at the line. Not going to get him. A tenth of a second separating John Garrett and Eric Blunt, as Garrett's going to finish in 11th. But Kilroe, another win here under the belt, and certainly maybe all but done and dusted for the point standings for the season with this win, especially with some of his competitors having some issues, even issues getting into pit lane. But as promised, Tyler Hilton said in remembrance of Kyle Busch, he's going to park the 8 on the Coke 600 sign on the front stretch. And definitely, again, thoughts and prayers out to the family of Kyle Busch, as Dalton Kilroe gets to celebrate here on the front stretch with win number 7 on the season. We're going to get a chance to talk to our 3 podium finishers here in a moment. Again, I want to thank Fort Worth Screen Printing, Hilton Crafts and Designs, and Goldline Guardians for being on board here as the sponsors for the season. I want to thank you, Joe, for hopping in here and filling the big seat that Jimmy sometimes has here, and enjoying a good race with us up here tonight in the booth. But we'll get our top 3 in for their interviews in just a moment. Before we do, Joe, you want to give us a rundown of tonight's finishing order?
Yeah, let's see here. Your winner tonight, Dalton Kilroy. Second's going to be James Yerger, Colin Allman in third, Mike Hasty and Sean Weiler to round out your top 5. Michael Pratt, Lynn McNeese, DJ Mitzel, Gordon Larson, and Brandon Meyer to round out your top 10. John Garrett's going to fall back to 11th, Eric Blunt 12th, Michael Taylor 13th, Cade Green in 14th. Your pole sitter and led most of this race, Tyler Hilton's going to end up in 15th. And Hemi Gherardini, I think I got it right, is going to be in 16th. And Hilton Young's going to round out the field here and finish in 17th. Yeah, as I hope it did justice here tonight, and filled in for Jimmy pretty good. And it feels good to be back up here in the booth, and like I said, get a different vantage of a race, and learn something. You always learn something new. I always try to find something and learn something from it. And it's kind of got the itch again, Carl. You have to find something for me.
It's a totally different perspective, as you mentioned, and it's you get to see it, like you said, from a whole new perspective, and get to see things from the booth that you don't see when you're in the car, and it's definitely a fun, enjoyable experience. But let's go ahead and get our top 3 finishers here in the booth tonight, as we'll get everything up there on the screen. There we go. So third place tonight is going to go to the 67 of Colin Allman. Colin, you pit on lap number 69 for your final pit stop, and it looked, by all means, that you may have thought you had this thing good to go all the way to the end, because you're able to get up there, drive around Dalton Kilroe, take the lead. But then it seemed like once you got to about 2 seconds in the lead, you maybe started looking at that fuel mileage and knowing you had to back it down.
Oh, for sure. How about that pit stop, though? It was the best pit stop to date. Usually I screw them all up, but I actually got by Dalton on pit road.
Yeah,
but nailed that one. But no, it was just 2 laps too soon. I had to save hard. I knew when they came by me, I heard they were saving a little bit. But I had to save hard. I was like 3 laps short, so I had to back her down a lot. But no, it was, I felt like if I could have gotten 2 laps later, we could have been up there with them battling for it. But no, all in all, fun race.
Yeah, you get yourself on the podium here in third, but towards the end there, how much were you looking at the relative in that time, just kind of eating away with Mike Hasty on the move, trying to catch up to you?
I was keeping up with him too. Like as long as I wasn't shutting the car off and saving, I could gap him a little bit. So once I got to where I was good, I think it was about 10 or 12 to go. I finally got it to where I knew I was going to be able to make it if I kept the pace I was going, but I knew I needed to go hard a couple laps to pull away from him a little bit and then let him catch back up a couple tenths and go back and forth a little bit. Definitely didn't want to lose third there. After thinking I was going to be able to win it, then look at the fuel mileage, like, oh, we're not winning. So, but no, it was a fun race. Always fun racing with these guys.
Yeah, it was a good one to watch here for sure, and you guys had plenty of green flag racing as you typically do, with just the one caution kind of mixed up the strategies just a bit, and maybe just too much for you. But either way, third place here tonight, so congrats on the podium. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Oh, shout out to you guys for broadcasting, VVR, everybody at VVR, and everybody that races every week with us, and Tyler and Cade and John. That's about it.
All right, buddy. Well, congrats again on the third place finish here tonight at Charlotte. We'll let you go celebrate. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
That is your third place finish here tonight, the 67 of Colin Allman. Second place here tonight, Joe, is going to go to the 39 of James Yerger.
James, you got a copy?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey man, it looks like you were right there behind Dalton right before that last pit stop, and we're just tracking him. You guys came down pit road together, and he took off from you, and you were able to run him down there, but just didn't have enough there. Did you have saved too much, or maybe burn up tires too much? What did you need to maybe get around the 41?
I needed not to slide past my pit box the first time, or that last pit stop. I think if I could have came out right with him instead of having to run him down, I think I would have been fine. But I tried running him down a little bit, and then I had to save a little extra because of that.
It looks like you had pretty good pace here all night tonight, and just that last run, like you said, you maybe had to push a little too hard to maybe get back up to him. How was the track here tonight for you? Like, I mean, a lot of grip here tonight, or how'd the car feel?
Car felt great. If you had to be a little careful for first lap or two, it would try to get loose off if you got too hard into the throttle. But after that, it tried to tighten up. But as long as you were real patient with the throttle and everything, you could, and if you saved your tires, you could definitely just, I let people go and ran them back down towards the end of the runs, just taking care of my tires.
Yeah, it looked like, was it like a heavy right front burner here tonight?
It wasn't real heavy. It just, if you punished it, it never really came back.
Well, you had a good finish here tonight, coming in second. Before we let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Yeah, thanks to the guys that run VVR. Like I said before in my interviews, this league is so much fun to run in. It's guys respect each other. You can get long green flag runs and really get to the racing instead of sprint race because of all the cautions. And Dalton, my teammate, I told him one of these days I'm going to beat him. I'm getting close, but I'm getting there. But I'll get him one of these days, and I think it'll open the floodgates. But this league is just so much fun to run in. I wish iRacing across the entire server was like this.
Yeah, it's definitely, you only had one caution, but it was kind of due to a blinking here tonight. But yeah, it was some really good, clean runs. I mean, even the start of the race, it got kind of hairy because of the cold tires, but you guys were able to keep it straight and keep it green. But yeah, good racing here tonight. So congrats on the second, and go celebrate.
All right, thank you guys, and thanks for broadcasting it. You guys always do a great job.
Thanks, sir.
That is your second place finisher here tonight, James Yerger, in at the number 39. Last but not least, your winner tonight is once again going to go to the 41 of Dalton Kilroe. Dalton, you pick up your 7th win here tonight. I think the key to success here was you started outside the top 5. You started just outside the top 5. It seems like your nice sweet spot right there, and it turned into another win for you here tonight.
Yeah. Tonight's going to be, I'm sure others have already mentioned it, but tonight's going to be a little hard to celebrate just because of what entire racing world lost a few hours ago. Just just sucks. But glad I was able to at least park it with some logos. And condolences obviously go out to the entire family, everybody affected. RCR. That's gone way too soon, man.
Yeah, and we did have a couple of moments of silence on lap number 8 and lap 18. It like I said to Joe early on in the broadcast, it feels like not too long ago we just mourned the passing of Greg Biffle, and now another one just gone way too soon, as you mentioned.
Yeah, it's not a good year for the racing world in terms of driver talent. Unfortunately, losing their lives just makes us to do this on a computer all that much more grateful that we aren't putting our lives at risk. I know obviously it wasn't a crash that ended him, but still it's a lot to put on somebody's body, and we get the luxury to do this from our homes, and just hey, I'll take a win, try to move on, and hopefully we can at least do something on our end to try to honor the legacy that he created.
Yeah, it's unfortunately that's about all we can do is just try and remember the good times and celebrate the life well lived, for sure. But either way, I want to say congrats on your win here tonight, number 7 on the season, and maybe locking yourself into that championship as well. Before we let you go here tonight, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Obviously, got to thank you guys for the broadcast, everybody at home tuning in, all the league admins for putting the league on, Gold Line Guardians, Hilton Craft and Designs, Forward Screen Printing, Orma Barbaco, Team Watson Racing Setups, and everybody out on track for putting on a nice, really good race. It was clean. The field was pretty even there before we had a couple green flag pit stops and the caution come out, and yeah, everybody was doing a good job at just leaving that little bit of room. I know it was a little sketchy on the start when I think it was DJ got a little loose there in turn 3, and just hey, that could have been a race ender right there, but thankfully it wasn't, and yeah, we lived to fight another day.
All right, buddy. Well, once again, congrats on your 7th win here of the season. We'll see you next week. See if you can get back up here and do it again.
Hey, we'll try, man. Thank you.
That is your winner here tonight, the 41 of Dalton Kilroe. Once again, I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in tonight. If you haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe. For myself and Joe from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, we'll see you at the track.
Adrenaline, the fire I breathe is where I live. Incredible, an animal, one life to live. I never give up, I never give in. Some people wanna turn and run, but the strong rise under the gun. Top to the top, ain't never gonna stop. To the top, ain't never gonna stop. Never gonna keep me down. Still the one that's standing now. Destiny is calling me. Go down in history. Every day I fight to be legendary. Fly high, or will I fall? Legend. never gonna stop, to the top, to the top. Ain't never gonna stop.